I'm so happy to get this. All right, welcome to episode 218 of the Zenspath Entertainment Network Podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Powers, and I've been driving all day. I'm finally back, but I made it in time to record the show tonight, and joining me to do this endeavor, we have Steven.
Hello.
And Chase.
G'day.
So yeah, it's been a long day. I have been on vacation since, well, we recorded the show. I got the editing done. We played a little bit of games, and the next morning I was gone. So I have been gone for just about a week straight on this trip. But we'll get into that in a little bit as we dive into what we've been doing. And to start us off, since mine's going to take a bit, let's see what you guys have been doing. Steven, what you been up to?
I beat one of my mobile games, so I got my $75. No more playing bingo for this guy. Now I just have to play solitaire, and I downloaded a new one where I have to unravel yarn, 200 levels of it in order to get $75. Yay, me. Okay.
This is why you're not allowed to do video game reviews, because they just be like, we'll give you some money. Oh, okay, I'll do it.
Played ZZZ, gave them my money, and in return, they gave me a character I thought I was going to miss out on, because it's only got 3 days left. So, awesome. Nice. I'm glad I gave them money just in time. And I've been continuing through Pragmata. I'm in a really good spot now where I can backtrack. So I was like, so good. Because the last time I went in, I was like, where have I been already? Because it can get confusing. But now I'm in a spot where I know where I have to go now.
Yeah, I just hit the New York area.
Yeah. I just did a lot of that. I didn't do the rest of it yet because I got something that I was like, I need to backtrack. But I'm hearing more and more that I'll need to get the tissues for the end of the game.
Oh.
Well, it's not like other people are crying, it's dads. If they're a dad with a daughter, it's going to wreck you. So they're like, be careful.
God dang it. I'm a dad with a daughter who's already faced like life or death medical issues through her birth and early years and stuff.
There's already
like,
a story where dad played it, and Diana looks exactly like his daughter who passed at the exact same age.
I saw that. I was like, that's got to be heartbreaking.
So it hit him close, but he's like, it was a great game. I didn't know that Pragmata has been in development hell for the last 9 years. And it performed so well that Capcom's like, I think we're going to continue with this. And he's just like, awesome.
Because I remember, God, it's been a while since we saw that first teaser trailer that looked like, him and the moon and then down in New York, which we'll find out more about later. But we had no idea what the hell it was. They didn't even have a name at the time. This is something project whatever from Capcom.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
No, that was it.
Oh, okay. Chase, what about you?
Put away Rome Total War for a little bit, and I've actually been doing Total War Shogun 2.
Nice.
It's total because it's the 25th anniversary of the Total War franchise, so they had like a massive sale on Steam for all their stuff. So like I was able to pick up Shogun 2, Attila, Three Kingdoms, like a ton of their games for a good price. So I've been enjoying it because this is a game that I wasn't able to play back in the day when I didn't have a PC. So it's nice.
Sweet. How much time have you put into the other title before you went into this one?
Like over 300 hours. This one is obviously like Rome Remastered's pretty recent, so it's got a few more features than like quality of life features added to it that Shogun 2 doesn't have. But Shogun 2, the difficulty is definitely ramped up quite a bit as well. Like it's just a much more difficult game, which is what I'm getting used to. But it's fun. Okay. I enjoy it.
I know it's a bit last minute because you were running a little bit late for the show, but you went and saw a movie tonight. You want to talk about it?
Yeah. So, I can.
I'm curious your thoughts on it.
So we went and saw Michael. Shano's been wanting to see it for a while.
That's the Michael Jackson biopic, right?
Yeah. So it was really good. Like it's really well done movie. Really enjoyed it. But man, there's a few sections in that movie where it is a bit hard to watch. Like there's obviously like through the whole movie, you just absolutely fucking hate his dad. Like, and I think they actually held back. In my opinion,
Yeah, I've heard some stories. Yeah.
I think they actually held back on how they depicted him. Because obviously like a lot of the family is in this as like producers and stuff. But yeah, no, there's like it's and like kind of what he goes through, and you do in quite a few ways actually feel sorry for the dude because he's just kind of robbed of his childhood and stuff. So you can see how like stuff fucked him up. And but no, it's really interesting. There was a lot of things that I thought it was kind of interesting to get that glimpse of his life, like how he worked on making his music and his relationship with like his mother and his brothers and kind of how and the people around him. But I recommend it. I kind of thought because show was like, I really want to see it, and I was like, I don't know if it's necessarily a movie I want to see, but like actually, I'm quite happy I gave it a shot. It's one of those movies that I am happy I gave a shot. So,
and from what I understood, what I was we talked about a little bit earlier, this is a part 1. There's going to be a second half to it coming out later.
Yeah, so I don't necessarily think it's
that.
So I don't necessarily think it's like spoilers or anything because it's a biopic, obviously, but it ends in like it stops at like 1988, like at London.
Me, it did show the Pepsi thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you see that, so you see that, and I think that's what's going to lead into kind of you could see where like the things start happening. They can go downward a little bit because he starts getting put on these really intense painkillers because of the nerve damage and stuff.
Yeah. So this almost seems like the rise, and then the next one's going to be the fall.
Yeah, potentially.
And his nephew's going to have to reenact all of it.
Yeah, from this one covers like through Thriller and all that as well, right?
Yep. Yeah, okay. So like you see him when he's with the Jackson 5 when he's a kid, all the way up to Thriller, a little bit past Thriller, like how he meets the guy that ends up becoming, I can't remember his name, is it Brinkman or something, the guy that becomes his new manager. And then, like him getting a deal with him on MTV because MTV didn't want to air him at first. And so like, and because he was with CBS Records. And that was quite interesting too, because actually they never really talked about that, because actually we looked it up after the thing. From CBS Records, he only got $2 a royalty for each record sold.
Good Lord.
Yeah, and like, but I mean, he sold like over 100 million copies. So I mean, he's still like, he still did well, but it's just like, man, how much money did CBS make off of that?
No kidding.
And then some moron we won't mention was like, you know what you need to do? You need to buy the rights to music catalogs. And he's like, okay, I'll buy yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was painful. All right. So for myself, like I said, I mentioned we were on vacation. My wife and I spent this week over at Universal Studios, Epic Universe, Islands of Adventure, and Volcano Bay for the last pretty much 6 days, which was a lot of fun. We went to Super Nintendo World on Tuesday. I bought a bunch of pins from all the different places, got different items and stuff, which we'll talk about in our pickups. But the vacation itself was really good. We did see Rachel, got to see her again and hang out and talk for a little bit, which was nice. So she says hi to everyone. From there, we just kind of explored around. A lot of good video game stores down there in Orlando, which for the pickups we'll talk about. But I wanted to name a few of them. There was Gamers Inc., which we went to. There's a guy named Logan that was there that helped out with a lot of stuff that we got to kind of become friends with. I had to find a little Enterprise B micro machine that I have. I told him I'd bring it back to him and give it to him because I think I have doubles of that one. But he also recommended another store called Cybertron Games, which I went to and got some really good stuff. Also, the fact it was just called Cybertron Games, I was immediately interested.
You just had to visit it on principle.
Right? And I did come out of there with a big Transformers item, so all is right in the world for that. The highlight, like what really surprised us, was a couple of the bookstores we went to. Like one of them was just called Buy Used Books, and then there was Bright Light Books. And both of them are they're bookstores, are really big bookstores, but they also have like massive movie and music collections and all this other stuff. So it became financially irresponsible. Amanda and I both were in there going like, well, we have a car we can drive all this stuff back in. So let's just load that up. And by God, we did with some of the stuff we got. There is one store that was so bad, I need to warn people about it. And that is the Hyrule video game store in Orlando. Avoid it like the plague. We went in there and kind of got snapped at by the owner because like the middle part of the store they were rebuilding again, which apparently, talking to some of the other stores, they're always rebuilding and changing things. He had like open bottles of alcohol in there, was kind of belligerent talking to people, and then he left to go do something, left his son in charge, and was having trouble getting any answers from him on stuff. And they had a complete copy of Cubivore for GameCube, which, mind you, this is an expensive and rare game. It's also one of my like holy grails to get a hold of. And it was one of the ones they didn't have labeled. So as a test, I asked them, hey, how much is this one? And I was just like, oh, what's this Cubivore? How much is that one for? It doesn't have a label on it. And just tried to play dumb and see what they came up with. And generally you can kind of tell, like, you know, maybe it's a good deal because they're just trying to balance it out with stuff. Maybe it'll go for about what the listed price would be, which is like $550 to $600 for this title particularly. Or they're going to find that and then pump it up some. And immediately the first thing the kid, I say kid, but he's an adult, pulled out his phone and started looking stuff up and messaging people. So it's like, that's never a good sign when they start looking at the price.
It's also never a good sign when you go into a game store and there's no prices on certain games because you're like, what is this? Like Ipswich clams? Are you going to give me the market value?
A lot of the stuff was priced kind of high. They had stuff that was priced low, but it was stuff they had like a ton of, you know, like it was reasonably priced, but it's very common, but it kind of spiked for everything else. And I ended up leaving a couple of like, because like Steven, you know about all the pinball games I'm trying to find. There was like 3 or 4 of the big ones I was looking for that were there, but I was like, I don't want to buy them here. I'm willing to just walk away because I don't know how this is going to go. After a while, it took him a while. He had to leave the area to go figure out the price, and then came back and marked it up almost $100. And I was like, oh, okay, no, we're good. Like, I'm not, he wanted almost $700 for it. And like, yeah, it's in good shape. And I know that's an expensive game, but that is a markup on that one. Like I have tracked that game in particular for a while and knew that was not going to happen. The other thing I tried to talk to him about, they had an absolutely massive CRT TV just sitting in the front. And I was trying to find out, are you guys working on it? Is this for sale? It's just sitting there in the shopping area. It's not hooked up. It's on the floor. Like it was a 480p component input. It was everything I wanted in a CRT. And it's like, I will slap that thing in the back of my car and drive it all the way home. I would have canceled the show tonight to just try and build a stand for that thing because it was that big. Like it was exactly what I wanted in a CRT. I could not get anybody there to give me an answer if that thing was even for sale. Did it turn on? Were you working on it for somebody? What were you doing?
Were they busy?
No. There were 4 of us in that entire building. One was the guy working there. One was some other guy who randomly looked at stuff. The other 2 were my wife and me. That was it. Nobody else in there. And we could not get any work or anything done. And like every other store we went to, when we brought up talking about them, you could tell in the look on their face, like, oh yeah, those guys. And, you know, they were trying to be diplomatic and didn't want to just like shit on them. But as soon as we gave details, they're like, yeah, that's right. That's how they are. Like, we really, because the stores had a healthy relationship. Like, they were recommending each other, talking highly of each other. They would check and see if they didn't have it, maybe the other one did. They were a community of game stores, which is great to see, except for this one. It looked like it might have been a good store at one time, but now he's dealing with a divorce. I don't know. It like gave that kind of feeling. Like that man, no, they don't need to have that store anymore. It's not good. So that's my rant about that one. Game wise, though, I have been also playing Pragmata. I mentioned that earlier. I got to the New York area. I'm exploring around there. I found the first I've noticed, like the red doors that you could unlock, and got absolutely brutalized in there because I was not ready for it. So I will go back and finish it. I need to finish Resident Evil, or continue Resident Evil, because
I
know that the DLC requires a finished game.
Especially what the producer said too. He's like, DLC's coming, and there's going to be stuff that you have need to have beaten the game in order to have unlocked already.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit in with Leon playing his part, and I think would you estimate that's like around the halfway of the game, or is that a little bit further in? Just guesstimate.
I would say once you're at Leon, you're at like 60%.
Okay. So it's just a good, healthy part to go around.
Yeah, because I think you only have like a couple more sequences and it starts to wrap it up.
Okay, that's fine. I played more like when I had time, like our downtime during that, playing Marvel Cosmic Invasion, which is still, I love the little details and the animations and She-Hulk's references, because as people may not realize, She-Hulk made the meta wall, fourth wall breaking references well before Deadpool ever did. That was her thing back in the 80s. Yeah, because I bring her into, because right now I'm playing it with the two suggested characters every time first, because they are the ones that you can get the achievements for, usually like they're character specific in each map.
Yeah, you get different conversations.
But the one with like the space zoo, she's great because she's just like, all these cameos everywhere. Like, why can't we get them out to help us? Like, they're just background characters. And there's a few of them that'll make other comments about stuff as well, which is really funny. So even if it's a shorter game, like you said, it's very well made. Like, I'm having fun with it. The difficulty's ramped up a little bit, especially with the symbiotes, because God, fuck those things. Like,
I love that
so much damage.
I love that they did a promotion with Marvel Rivals though to put like those costumes in Marvel Rivals too.
And some of the costumes are just color changes, and I haven't quite figured out the references yet. I'm sure someone's already done a list, but some of them are very obvious visual changes, and I really like how they've done those. Like Venom pretty much has the Marvel vs. Capcom 2, like the bluish hue version of him as the skin in there, which is great. Same thing with Black Panther, where it had like the old comic book style where it was like a blue and purple that was supposed to represent black, that really, pops with that. Captain America has got a lot of his different uniforms I can identify. Spider-Man, I think, is one of the most obvious.
Yeah. Because
it actually changes a bit. You're like, oh, that's the Iron Spider, like the original armored Spider, or, the black suit, or this, the Fantastic Four suit that he had, things like that. So I'm liking the references. I'm liking the voice actors that have come back.
Tremendous, especially some of them that they got to come back. So
Jean Grey is very, very recognizable for Phoenix, which was kind of funny. So yeah, that's a good one. I'm hoping this weekend I'll get Jennifer to play a little bit, because that was my intent, was her to join me and play it, because Phoenix, Jean Grey is her favorite character, one of her favorites. So the fact she can actually play as her, not just like as a support character, that way she can enjoy it more.
Yeah.
All right. So now that I've rambled on that enough, let's go into the group chat so I can ramble a whole bunch more. Well, pickups are going to be in two parts this week, because we're going to have normal pickups, and then we're going to have the Jeremy's Ridiculous Trip Pickup Extravaganza, where I will pick from a large stack of highlights of what I got.
At the time of recording, happy Free Comic Book Day.
Yes, I didn't know it was today. I missed out on that. I was driving.
Don't worry, you didn't miss out on anything, because there's two parts of my pickups and your pickups.
Nice. Well, why don't we go ahead and start off and let you go first then?
Okay, well, let's do... I'm gonna ramble on really quick because
go for it.
There's a lot.
I spent all day driving today. I just want to chill out and talk. I'm fine with it.
Only game I got. No, I got 3, but the only game I got for myself, I got the Ys Memoir Revelations in Calcutta, because these games seem to go out of print pretty fast. So I'm always trying to collect all the Ys games. For the Game Boy Color, I got Donald Duck Going Quackers. And then for Game Boy Regular, I got Battle Unit Zeoth.
Oh, I have seen that one.
So those were...
How much did you pay for that one? I'm curious.
Battle Unit was $25.
That's not bad. I actually saw it for more on some of my trips, so nice.
So that's the games. Those are done. Now I'm going to go into my pickups really quick on the comic book day. So they had like DC and Sonic the Hedgehog crossover.
That's great.
They had Sonic the Hedgehog, of course. They had Garfield, the first Garfield comic I've ever seen.
Really? Oh, I've known about Garfield since like the 80s.
No, I mean as a comic. I have it as like trade paperbacks, stuff like that, like the old long Garfield one.
Yeah, I thought they were doing a comic back in the day with him, like it was competing with the Heathcliff one, as it always is.
Yeah, because this is like the normal Jim Davis. It's not like the redrawn weird movie one. Dungeon Crawler Carl, which I really need to start collecting the books.
What is that about?
Dungeon Crawler Carl is basically a really popular book series now. I think he can write as fast as Brandon Sanderson does. He's got like 7 or 8 books. Oh,
Jesus, that's impressive.
And it's basically, without the Ready Player One overtness, it's basically what if you were trapped in a video game and like your only pal in the beginning is like your cat that came in with you. Kind of like Captain N. And that's why I'm already intrigued, because it's basically they're treating him like a much better Captain N, but they're never referencing video games. They're just referencing genres. And I was like, cool. I need to try it out.
Okay. I'll have to add that to my pull list and give it a shot. Sounds interesting.
Street Fighter Forever from Udon.
Oh, yeah.
Mega Man Showdown Special. I have no idea what it's about. And then
I don't care. The cover looks nice.
Then we were done with the for my free comic books. These are the ones I actually paid for. I have the only humor issue they ever did for What If. What if no one's watching The Watcher?
Oh God, I love that one. I absolutely love What If.
I found some really good What Ifs. I have What If Minnie became Captain Marvel.
I remember the Disney run they were doing.
What if Mickey and Friends became the Fantastic Four?
Yep.
What if Donald Duck became Thor?
Yep.
And what if Donald Duck became Wolverine? I got the Archie Game Galaxy, so if you ever wanted to see Archie and Friends as Nintendo characters, oh geez.
Is that a new or is that an older issue?
No, it's new. It's got one new story, which is the one featured on the front where they're all Mario characters, and then the rest of them are old stories with the better artwork. Sorry, I like Dan DeCarlos, not this guy. One book I replaced because the one I have is really yellow, and that's the first What the.
Oh, I love that series.
But then I got the Wolvie What the as well, and another What the.
Oh wait, no, hold that one back up. I may have that one actually.
It's called Everybody versus Everybody Else in Smacks of Vengeance. I collect certain graphic novels and stuff that have to do with video games, so I have Dark Souls 1 and 2.
Oh, nice.
So that concludes my portion, and now Jeremy gets to see what he's getting.
Yay!
He's getting DC and Sonic the Hedgehog crossover. He's getting Junior, Spidey, and the Amazing Friends, where Jeff is a Venom dog. Avengers funny. Armageddon.
Ooh.
Amazing Spider-Man, the Queen is back.
Oh, shit.
Masters of the Universe.
Yes!
Also featuring Dungeons and Dragons, it says. A Transformers.
Those two would go together so
universe, well. One as well.
Mask! Oh, that's Matt Tracker.
Power Rangers Zero.
Okay.
Lego Batman tie-in comic.
Yes. Because if you hold that back up, I'm pretty sure that is a cover remake of the Jim Lee Scott Williams, one of the covers from the Hush run that I think I actually got them to sign. So that will be great to have right there with it.
I got to get this to you before May 22nd when the game comes out.
Oh, that is this month. I got to pay that off. I can't wait.
I got this thing. It was Planet of the Apes, Alien, and Predator. So that'll be yours too to look through.
I'm sure it's 3 separate stories, but it would be really
Whether
messed
you
up
have
to
it
have
or
them all together.
not, I don't care because we had to get it. I had to get it for the cover alone, and that's Star Trek Lower Decks, and it's Space Invaders.
Yep, I love that one.
So I was like, whether he has it or not, he's gonna have it again. And then in the gaming, your wish list, I only got Slim Pickens, and I got Wacky Worlds, Creativity Studio.
Oh my God, you actually found that.
Cruise.
It's their version of Mario Paint. Thank God I found that at Hyrule and was like, no, I'm leaving it here. I don't want to get it. I feel bad buying anything here. And I couldn't find it at any other store. And it's like, well, I didn't get it, but I'm not even going to regret it. And the fact that you have it is perfect karma for that.
And then lastly, no manual, but it's got the box at least, and that's Casino Games.
Oh, cool. I was looking for that.
One of them on there is Pinball, which I'm like, Pinball's not a casino game, but okay.
I had the same thought, but I was looking for that one as well this week.
Yeah, that'll be in your box, along with something that'll be secret until you get it.
Okay, nice. And just because I'm going to ask to be nice, Chase, did you have anything for pickups this week?
Nah, nothing for me.
He's like, I got a cold.
You're just hanging out muted.
He's like, I got a cold, the virus, and the flu. Okay.
Yeah. Didn't even get that.
We saw a movie and didn't do anything else.
Pretty much. That's been housework mostly.
Yeah, I know the feeling. All right. Well, for me, I will start going through some of this, and I'm going to apologize ahead of time. This is a lot of stuff. And this is actually trimmed down greatly from what all we got.
Oh, yeah, I didn't try everything I got from the comic book store either because I was like, there's too many things.
Right. But I got so much stuff, it's crazy. But this one, I'll start off first. Some of my Super Nintendo World pins that I got. This was the Princess Peach. I try and get one of the actual logo ones each trip. But I went ahead and got the Peach one. And then I have a second one that is also coming to you, Steven. So you have one of these coming. Because I wanted to at least get you something from Super Nintendo World because you haven't got to go yet. I finally picked up my Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong on the cart.
Nice.
Funny story with this one. We got in kind of early on Tuesday and we were like, all right, we get a little bit early because we stayed at one of their resorts. So we went immediately like, what's the first ride we want to do? I was like, all right, I want to go over and do the Donkey Kong minecart one. I absolutely love that roller coaster. We get there, get through the line, and we're like 2 people from the end of it, and they shut down the ride. Like, because rain was starting, and we're like, oh no, like, this is funny. And that happened a lot this week. Not because of rain, but somehow we would be like right there at the beginning, right there at the end of the line, and the ride would shut down temporarily. We're like, is it me? What's going on here? None of them shut down permanently on us, thankfully. So we all got to go a little bit later. But we rode it, and then something happened to the ride, and later that day, it did shut down for the rest of the day. So thankfully, we got to ride it.
So when you go back, can you just use your old wristbands and like they reactivate it or something?
Oh, they don't have to reactivate them at all. You just have them, and they work every time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we took Luigi and Daisy this time, and you can open up the Universal app, and it'll have a section for Nintendo where it's like, hey, register a band. There's a QR code on the back of it that you can scan, and that registers it just so it can track it. And everything you do, you can earn stickers and points in the world to track on the app. And then you can also set up to track other people and compete with them if you want.
Okay.
So you can see who did what. And there's actually kind of like achievements for stuff like how many times have you ridden a ride, or have you found certain things in there, or some games of chance. Like, did you manage to get something in, get in it, which is kind of cool. But it remembers, like, it had stuff from the last time we were there, so we could just continue on. So yeah, Luigi's the one I stick with, and Amanda gets Daisy because, Luigi and Daisy. That's how it goes. So pick one, and if you stick with it, it's a little bit easier to do. I collected them all anyways, except for the gold one I'm still waiting to get. I don't know when that's going to be coming out, and I don't want to order it.
There's a rainbow one coming now.
Fudge.
Because that one's celebrating the anniversary of Mario and such.
Yeah, that's going to be expensive. Another one of the Donkey Kong ones I got was this one that actually spins, has Diddy and Donkey Kong on it, which is kind of nice. I had to get the Yoshi that can spin with the 4 different colored ones on there. The most freakish one that we talked about earlier is just the ET that just looks into your soul. ET. It's so uncomfortable, and I was like, I have to get that.
Phone home or I'll kill you.
No kidding. I got the Ecto 1 license plate, which was nice. They had up there. Last year, I got the Decepticon logo. They had a really nice, big metal Decepticon logo, but I couldn't find the Autobot one. I got there this time, and they did have the matching one for it, so I have the pair now. So I guess they do that seasonally where they switch them out.
More than
I did find one store that had both this time, but I couldn't last time. Some of the other fun ones I picked up, like at some of the comic and video game stores, was like the Switch Joy-Cons. The Konami code was just nice having.
So these are from the local stores, not Universal.
Correct. Yeah, I've finished the small bit of Universal ones, and then this one is gonna be hard to see. I'll have to post a better picture of it, but it's it's a set of LEDs explaining how electricity works, and I was just like, this is one of the best pins ever made. I absolutely love this for how it's done. This one I got over at Gamers Inc. Actually, most of these I got at Gamers Inc. when I was talking with Tony the other day.
Shout out to Gamers Inc.
Yeah. So definitely a highlight for them. But when I was there at Nintendo Land, they had a blind box set of Mario Kart items or figures. And of course, out of the blind boxes, which were like $22 a piece, there's one chase one that they don't show the picture of, but they had in some of the other ones. I don't remember the lady's name, and I wish I did, but shout out to her from the store, because I was like, I just want to get the one because it's Lackey 2 with the camera, which Lackey 2 is one of my favorite characters. I'm a photographer, and just finding him with the camera and the headset just made me so happy. I was like, I wanted to get that one. And she actually kind of leaned over and told me it's the heavier one. So she pointed at a couple of them and was like 1, 2, and 3. Like they're the heaviest, the second and the third. So I bought 2 of them. First one I opened happened to be the exact one I was looking for. And the other one I got was the second heaviest, and that was the Bullet Bill, whose arms spin around whenever it is going, which is kind of funny. But just the fact that I was able to get that in one shot was great. Amanda even took a picture as I opened it. So there's a picture of the look of happiness on my face. But yeah, this will be on my desk, my little cameraman Lackey 2 now.
Eventually, you're going to have to hang him from a ceiling so he's always filming.
Yeah, I have a Lackey 2 that I can hang from my car, that hangs from the mirror.
Oh, there you go.
And a few other ones, but I do like... If I could get another one, I would do that, but these things are... I got lucky once. I'm not going to push it. Game and movie-wise, some of the ones I wanted to highlight to pick up. This one kind of counts as both. It was the weird PlayStation 3 Play Beyond demo disc for Pain that came out. I wanted to watch this and see if I can get some of the stuff off it, because it's like really early release trailers showing off like what the PS3, what they thought it was going to be, or what some of the games look like. And,
we're going to be popular.
Touting 1080p HD, and it's just kind of, I love hearing that stuff. It's hilarious to me. With the popularity of the Daredevil TV show coming back, I had to get the worst one possible, and that was the Ben Affleck Daredevil on Blu-ray. Hey, what was that, Chase?
I said, I actually like that movie.
What's your favorite scene where they fight on the seesaw and they're like, what?
Well, no, it wasn't that.
I like the depiction of Kingpin. That was a perfect Kingpin.
Yeah.
That was a damn good Kingpin. He was a good one.
He was definitely one of the better ones.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually thought Ben Affleck did all right.
It was corny for the time, but as it should be. I mean, which is kind of funny.
It's canon now.
Yeah, it is actually, which is really funny. I found The Adventures of Baron Munchausen finally on Blu-ray.
That's a great movie.
I've been looking for this one for a while. The only format I had it on before that I could find it was UMD. So I've gone
never
from
seen a UMD of it. So.
To an HD DVD or to a Blu-ray. Sorry, not HD DVD.
That'd be great if it was an HD DVD.
Oh my God, I'd be so happy. I don't think it ever came out on it. Chase, I'm curious because I asked Steven about this earlier. If you've ever heard of this show called Flight of the Conchords.
I've heard it. I've heard of it.
This is only the first season. I was hoping to get 1 and 2, but I'll take at least the first. Absolutely hilarious music show. But it's hard to get a hold of half the time because of the music itself with the rights.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is an early Jermaine Clement thing as well for him. This one I was shocked to find and for how little I paid for it. And that's the widescreen edition DVD of 28 Days Later. Because this is become kind of hard to find on any other thing for the special edition.
Saving the Holy Grail for last.
Yes, I am. For my movies. This one I found at one of the bookstores. It's called Comic-Con Episode 4, A Fan's Hope, which is kind of a cheesy one. But the reason I got this, it's got Stan Lee and sadly Joss Whedon is in it. But this was filmed at Comic-Con 2010. So there is a not 0% chance I may be in here somewhere. Because I was at that Comic-Con for the entire week. So you never know. I might be able to find myself somewhere in the background.
Tackled Joss Whedon and gave him a black eye.
Well, that was the Comic-Con. Stan Lee walked right by us. And I remember we were in the middle of doing an interview. It was Junior and I. He was like 10 at the time. We were doing an interview with a comic creator. And we all stopped and just looked in awe, like the creator and us, as Stan Lee and his group just walked by. It's like, oh my God, it's him.
Stanley?
That's the one time I've ever seen him in person. He walked right in front of me, and it was just, I will remember that to the day I die. And now the holy grail of movies I got. Oh, wait, no, this isn't the one that he's thinking of. This is a different one. This is a good one for me. Masters of the Universe.
The other holy grail.
Yeah, Chase, this is the first movie I ever saw in theaters. It was a damn good day because I got to see Masters of the Universe, and then I got my first BMX bike right afterwards.
Oh, there you go.
For a little kid, that is a damn good day.
It's a great day.
That's a great day. Fucking BMX when I was a kid, that was a whole thing. But the one that Steven's excited about is Wing Commander, the widescreen special edition. But I decided, I was like, you know what? I finally found it. Steven loves this movie. So this one is coming to you, Steven.
I
decided this one's going to you. But then the next day at a different store, I found another one. So I have it twice. So we both get to keep one.
Not only did I see that in theaters, but then my coworker punched me in the back of the head for making him pay to see it.
But yeah, so Steven, you have your own copy of Wing Commander, and I have my own copy. I've never watched this. How would you feel about us watching these when you get it? Has Chase ever seen this?
No.
Okay.
And if you're looking for Mark Hamill and Malcolm McDowell, I'm sorry to report. But
yeah, if you're any kind of legal entity, stop listening for a bit. Chase, I'll rip this, and that way you can watch it with us, and we might be able to do an extra quarter about this.
Sounds good.
Okay, legal entities, you can listen again. And then through some of the games I picked up just to go through, I had a couple of my highlights for my pinball titles. I got Pinball Hall of Fame, the Gottlieb Collection for the Wii, which even Steven, you were saying that was
the harder of the two.
Difficult to find. Yeah. I had to double take because I first saw the logo and I was like, oh yeah, no, I have that one. Oh wait, no, is this a Gottlieb Collection? Like, holy shit. This one I was happy. It's the case, but not the book, sadly, but the cartridge is in good shape. And that's Crew Ball, which is a Motley Crue Sega Genesis pinball game. For those music people back there, including Motley Crue hits, or featuring the Motley Crue hits, Dr. Feelgood, Home Sweet Home, and Livewire, which I can only imagine how these sound on the Sega Genesis.
Yeah, when I was When I was at the store today, they also had Devilish and Dino Land, which you do not have on your list. Dino Land's another pinball game, but those were higher priced.
Is this a store you go to very often?
Yeah.
Let me know how much they are. I might send you the money for those.
Devilish was like 35, but then Dino Land was like 60 or 70.
Okay.
Dino Land's the harder to come by pinball one, yeah.
Yeah, because we talked about this before. Part of why I was collecting pinball games is because I can't find a definitive list anywhere of pinball titles. So I'm working on making one. So if you ever come across one I don't have listed or in my collection, and I'm working on a page on the website to actually list all of them. We'll have to start adding those and doing that. But another weird one I found was I did find for the Philips CDI, which means I'll never get to play this. Just CDI pinball. What a name.
Pinball.
just pinball.
Read more about it on Xbox Wire.
Oh man. I found another copy of the Simpsons game for DS this time, which I've been trying to find these once I realized all the covers are different jokes, which I never realized before.
It's dedication right there.
But I love Simpsons jokes, and I love when they do stuff like this. So, but out of all the stores I went to, I only found 2 copies of the DS game. I found nothing else. I'm trying to find it for the Wii, the PSP, the PS2, and the I think that's it. 'Cause I already have it on 360
either. So.
Yeah. I'm curious what this one, some of the differences, because I love the fact on the back it's like Pet Homer. Like, is there a touch screen pet game of Homer in here, which could be really funny? So I think this is going to be the most different out of all of them.
Tomodachi Homer.
Which would be hilarious. Arcade Classics Lethal Enforcers 1 and 2, which I'm hoping works with the original GunCon, even though it says it's compatible with the Justifier on the PS1. I don't have a Justifier. I only have the GunCon 1 from Namco. Fingers crossed that works. PSP, I picked up another copy of TMNT, trying to get through and play it for the podcast that I'm going to be guesting on for one of our guys on the Discord. I bought it for GameCube. My GameCube broke and I'm trying to fix it. So then I got it on PS2, which it plays. It just looks rough. And now I've got it on PSP for some ungodly reason. The one I want to find is 360. I own it on PC, but I can't get it to really work on modern systems. Capcom Puzzle World, and then finally Ghostbusters for PSP. And one of my pinball grails I've been looking for has been the e-reader version of pinball for Game Boy Advance. These are the cards you would scan through. These are hard to find, and I managed to find 2 of it.
Still right in the next to Wing Commander. No.
That'd be hilarious. Thankfully, so one of them is almost in perfect condition. There's like a little crease at the bottom down here, but like that's displayable. That's staying like that. The other one, it's got some rips around the packaging. The plastic is kind of yellowing and there's stickers all over it. So I can open this one without any complaint because I've got that one. So I'll get to actually have some e-reader pinball I can play for absolutely no logical reason because I own the actual cartridge. I could just play it on there. But I just want to do it because I can. I picked up an ungodly amount of music this week. We're talking like 25 to 30 albums. The only one I'm going to go through, though, is the fact I found the Star Trek motion picture orchestral soundtrack.
Or as fans call it, the slow motion picture.
You're not wrong, but it's still a good movie. I managed to also find it with 12 extra minutes of footage on VHS. Along with Star Trek Generations as well, just to add to my collection. But those are not the rarest things I got today on this trip. So the 3 highlights of stuff.
Wing Commander, Wing Commander, Wing Commander.
Ironically, at the Cybertron place, they did actually have some Transformers. I got this gold Dinobots box set of the blockies, which comes with all 5 of the Dinobots in gold, along with Wheeljack, Optimus Prime, and Skywarp. So I haven't even opened this thing yet, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, hell no. I have to get this. So that was absolutely amazing. I know we talk about popcorn buckets a lot, but this is one you can get at Universal. It's fully posable. I decided not to put popcorn in it, and I can take these off and have it go flat. Technically, that's supposed to be where the popcorn goes.
Oh, so the popcorn just rolls out?
Right out of his brain, yeah. So that's going into collection. I'm just letting that one go.
Yeah.
I got it. Trust me. It's Optimus Prime rollout. Yes, we all got it. Sometimes you just have to let those jokes go.
Transform and roll out. Oh. Have some popcorn.
Oh God. We talked a while back that I got the HasLab Ecto 1, and I went with the Ecto 1A version because there's not much Ecto 1A stuff that you see from Ghostbusters 2. Then I found this, which is the Playmobil Ecto 1A with all the people. This is still sealed. Everything's in here. I'm gonna have to eventually open it. I don't know what is with Playmobil. Like, the figures look so ridiculous, but then the cars they have with them are like immaculate. They did the same thing for Knight Rider that I picked up. Like, they had Kit from Knight Rider that you could touch the hood and it would talk and do all the phrases. But then you had all the little Playmobil people that looked so out of place. So I managed to pick this up for a decent amount, which was fantastic.
As a quick aside of like building things, they did announce the more form-fitting uglier versions of Animal Crossing Legos, and it's the Timmy and Tommy set that they're coming out with. And then they're coming out with an even smaller Sega Genesis Mini Lego set for $40, and it looks terrible.
Yeah, because I was thinking when I first saw it, I thought it was a bigger set. I was like, oh, cool. Is it going to open up or have something in it?
Put it on a notebook saying, look how small it is. And we have an ugly Sonic screen for you and controllers that look like they're straight out of 3DO.
Yeah, that was pretty bad looking. It was nice that they give you stickers to make it either the Mega Drive or the Genesis. I was like, that's a nice touch.
Because they originally gave me they originally sold the Genesis controller as like a bonus thing, and it came with different stickers depending on which version you wanted, UK or USA or Japan. And I'm like, that one looks awesome. Why don't you just make that size? And like, no, we want to make it ugly.
So the one crazy big thing that I got that I hadn't showed you guys at all yet was I got Voyager. I found a sealed in the box original Playmates Voyager, which of course is no longer sealed because John and I were talking, my youngest son, and realized, oh God, this had batteries in it. And it's been in here since 1995. We should probably open this.
For our viewers at home, he left his luggage and clothes back at the hotel because he needed to bring all this stuff home.
Pretty close. But here is the actual... It's loud as shit.
With fresh batteries.
Yeah, fresh batteries and a not used speaker. But this is what I love. How loud that is.
Spoilers. Not spoilers.
Yeah, it's warp drive and not warp drive. But so this is the original 1995 Playmates USS Voyager from Star Trek Voyager. And I was very happy to have found this and got it. I paid a good amount for this. I don't want to admit to how much. It was a lot less than they were originally offering.
Was it less or more than Cubivore?
No, way less than Cubivore.
Okay. That's going to be your barometer from here on out.
I'll just say it. They started off saying it was around $500 because it was factory sealed. And I was like, okay, that's too much. I can't splurge that much on the ship. Like, I would love to get it. I wanted to display it anyways. And eventually we were buying so much other stuff at this bookstore, they dropped it to $250, and I went, fuck it.
That's a good drop.
That is a good drop, because she was like, look, someone brought in a bunch of Star Trek stuff. They didn't have room for all of it. She didn't want to have to put this on their website and try and post it and go through all the hassle and ship it. She's like, I know you're interested in it. You sat there and described the entire thing to me while we're standing here. Because we're in the middle of talking, and I ADHD'd the hell out of it, because we're just talking. I look up and there it is, and I just immediately go, hey, that's an unopened Voyager. I was mid-sentence, and I just completely derailed. But yeah, so I ended up getting it. My wife was amazing with that one, and I now have almost all the Playmate ships. I'm only missing a few of them. So that's not the most expensive. I think they made a Defiant, and God help me if I ever find that one. That probably will be Cubivore costs. Before or after Hyrule, I don't know. But yeah, that's the highlights of the shit I got this week. It's been crazy. I am not short on movies, games, or music to enjoy, or books. You haven't even seen the books I got yet. I got some really good ones around the Dark Tower. I replaced a couple of my older original editions of Drawing of the Three, and some of those. And then there was also like a guidebook for the Dark Tower series that we got.
Nice.
It's like a compendium that shows information about everything. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. A lot of Star Trek graphic novels that I got as well. Both Next Generation, original series. And I got another book I'll post on the Discord that it was written I think it was written in like the early 1980s, but it covered the rise of the fandom for Star Trek in the late 60s through the 70s, and explained like how the people would watch it and individually were like writing up their synopsises for the episodes and trying to track details and connect them and build the universe, and how they started talking to each other and doing fan magazines. And it includes a bunch of fan art that people drew over the decades. It's just really kind of an interesting look into that early Star Trek fandom and just a fun little design. So I love stuff like that.
Have you ever been to there's a person that has a massive Star Trek collection in Iowa?
No, but I think I've heard of the one you're talking about, and I would love to go there.
It's in where Captain Kirk is from, which is Riverside, Iowa.
Yep.
So I know they got like a ton of like Star Trek toys and all sorts of stuff. So
that's where the rest of the money will go.
Yeah, I was say anytime if you ever, I don't know how often you're able to even get through Iowa, but if you're ever able to,
if work sends me, I'll go.
Yeah,
because that would be amazing.
You'd love it.
Oh yeah, I also got a Donkey Kong mug and a spoon. Forgot about that. Delicious drink. You should get it. It's great. All right. Let's talk about some news.
There's more group chat.
Oh, never mind. Go back to that. Screw that. I've just talked so much, I forgot.
We actually got an A in Ready or Not. We got an A. A couple A's.
Did.
We got some fantastics, some excellent, some dynamics.
I'm going to leave the audio, the sound effect in there, because it technically just tells me when to start this section. So, whatever. But yeah, Ready or Not has proven to be an absolutely hilarious time for us to play.
And we also found out that the PS5 controller can suck a giant dick when it comes to playing with latency.
And DLSS. Fuck that system in its ass.
Oh, really? That was causing your delay too?
Yep, that was causing it.
Okay.
As soon as you turned it on. And I was like, I don't understand why this is causing this, because this is supposed to get rid of this.
Generate frames. Yeah.
Yeah. And instead it was like degenerating. That was so between those two things, like that was awful.
Well,
like,
do you guys, y'all don't have NVIDIA graphics cards though, do you? You have AMD?
She does.
Oh, she does. Okay, so yeah, that makes even less sense. Like if she has an NVIDIA card, DLSS should have been fine. I could see it causing a problem on yours because you're running an AMD.
Yeah. Well, yeah, with mine it's FSR, but I don't even really run FSR on any of my stuff. The titles that I do run it runs great. So
Right.
like why DLSS all of a sudden just was creating such a problem, I don't understand it. But the minute I turned it off and switched over to an Xbox controller, the game ran freaking amazingly. So I don't get that one at all.
I don't either. Because she was pissed. She was
Yeah,
not happy.
it is frustrating, especially when you don't necessarily understand what's causing stuff. And
Like
then
you're trying to turn around and it takes like an extra 30 seconds. And you're like, what the hell?
yeah, and that's exactly what was happening to her. Like, and it looked like stop motion.
Ooh.
Like it was bad.
And it's just, the way that game works. Like you need every second to make decisions.
Yeah,
and
we
do
did some new
stuff if you're
stages and we
lagged.
rocked it.
Yeah. We still have a bunch of stages we haven't even touched yet. Like we're still going through them.
We still got like probably another 18 missions.
Mm-hmm.
That's not including the ones that we only got
that
like
post office took forever. That one guy mailed himself or somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know what was up with that.
That was insane. You went for the longest walk of your life trying to find that motherfucker.
I was like, all right, I can't stay up too late. We'll do one more round so we can, before I go to bed, we can end on a high note. And I like walk out and get shot in the head immediately. I was like, no, fuck this. We're doing one more after this one. Like, I'm not going
I'll
out
do it
like
again.
I didn't care how late I had to stay up. I was not.
Jeremy was in college try mode. He's just like, just one more time. No, we're gonna do this.
But yeah, oh man. If we had to completely replace Vegas, I think this would be the top contender for the new generation of it.
So I said it once, I'll say it again. Ubisoft, give these guys the Rainbow Six license. Honestly,
shit. This is just on PC. Is it ever supposed to come out on any of the consoles? Or
it is on consoles.
It is for full price.
Yeah, it's on Xbox and PS5 both, I think. Or is it just PS5? I think it's on Xbox.
I've seen it on PS5. I didn't check for it on.
It feels like it should be on Xbox.
I didn't check for it.
I think it's on both.
Yeah. I don't know. We got it on PC on a Steam sale, and I have not regretted it since. So
no, honestly, it's definitely one of the better pickups.
Yes, we've had a couple of iffy choices recently, and
we did. We had a real bad stinker. We had a real bad stinker, and so this was good to have.
It happens. Yeah. I just thought it was funny. We're probably playing this again after the show.
Yeah, we got all.
I got to play it all week. Huh?
I said, yeah, we got all those levels. So I want to go back and make sure we get at least a fantastic on all the rest of them.
Yeah, but I think we should go back to some of the first ones and try them again now that we've actually kind of gotten used to it and know what we're doing a little better.
We really need to do better on that streamer house, though, because
that streamer house is brutal.
Oh my god, we made so many mistakes shooting people on accident.
Got rid of one.
I think
there's Jersey.
I think there's definitely some gains to be had in tweaking like what devices, like tactical devices, we bring.
Yeah, now that opened up, that like changed the game from the first playthrough. Because the first playthrough, I was like, kind of disappointing that this game only has assault rifles, and then you're like, so you can get the shotgun if you press this button. And I was like, what?
And then because then there was a couple times where like Swan would go to a door and he's like, oh, door's locked, I'll pick it. And I was just like, nah, stand back. Then I just blow the door off the edges. I'm like, this is actually kind of like, this would work in a couple places a lot better.
Well, there was the one time Steven got all excited and went running through the door, and I guess because it randomly changes which ones are rigged.
It was the first door in the game.
And it killed three of us
the first immediately.
Door. That was amazing.
All three of us were just like, okay.
Well, and I just said, in my defense, it's never, ever been the first door.
Which is true, but that was hilarious, honestly.
I was like, what happened? Oh, one of the other times, I wonder if this is because of her controller or lag issue. I was sitting there, we were going down the hall, and like she walked in front of me as a guy was there, and I accidentally shot her right in the back of the head.
No,
I just took her out instantly. I was like, I swear to God, that was not on purpose.
Man, those shotguns are lethal, though. They're graphic with how, like, if you shoot somebody in the head with a shotgun, their like face is completely gone. It's like, holy crap.
Reminds me of Soldier of Fortune. Like, this is beautiful.
Yeah, they're not holding back on that at all.
No.
Oh man, it's so good. Oh, excuse me. like I said, it's been a long day. But yeah, Ready or Not, definitely still a thumbs up on that one and enjoying it. Steven, have you got anything for Tomodachi Life? Or
Yeah,
I haven't played it this week. I left it at home on accident.
I still do my dailies because that's the only way you get money. I've been
Mm-hmm.
trying to look to add more people, but I'm trying to find what's the easiest way to get like other people's Miis, like other friends and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Get it from their systems and stuff because I know you could get it from the Miitopia demo or Miitopia. And I'm wondering if there's other ways because I wanted to get some of my other friends in there.
I'd like to figure it out and see if there's a way for me to like send mine to yours
Yeah.
and get yours to mine, because I would like to have the podcast group on the island. Right now, it's a bunch of weirdos.
So I recently added Weird Al, and I still have.
Oh, that's a good one.
And if I need to add more, I still have Jesus Christ, Jackie Chan, and Billy Mays I can add.
Yo, there you go.
Right now, Christian and RoboCop are in a pretty good, like, they're ultra friends. They still talk about Judgment Day, which is nice. And one of the things that recently opened up is you get a restaurant, so then they can go in there and talk. And then you can like zoom in and hear what they're talking about. And I had to screenshot it because they go in there and Christian says to RoboCop, he's like, you have the most beautiful eyes. I was like, you can't even see his eyes. And then they start comparing like, no, your eyes are like the constellation. No, your eyes are truly magical. And then Christian interrupts RoboCop and he's just like, I like your eyes so much. I want to tape your eyes to my eyes. So it's the first eyes I see when I wake up. And RoboCop's like, whoa, that's going too far.
Oh, it's hilarious.
I was like, wow, they went there.
Yeah, Jennifer, since I saw her when we got back, we picked her up from her grandmother's house. And she showed me her map, and she's gotten like a Ferris wheel and a bunch of other stuff. I was like, good God, child, how much have you played? She loves that game. And hers is the most chaotic group of islanders that she makes, because she'll try and make actual people, but it's the Jennifer interpretations of them, and nothing is right, and it's very, very weird and funny.
Nice.
So I'll probably catch up on it a little bit more tonight and this week, because like I said, I thought I had lost it because I couldn't find it on the trip. And apparently I'd forgotten it in the Marvel Cosmic case. I was like, okay, at least I didn't lose it. I found it when I got home, so that's something. All right, let's move over to actual news this time.
Chase is excited.
Oh yeah, Chase is super excited.
His Monday's planned out.
Oh, sorry. So the Steam controller, we already announced it was rumored to be $99. Now it is officially $99, coming out May 4th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So it's going to feature magnetic thumbsticks, which are TMR sticks. They have a whole thing they go off about that. It's supposed to improve the feel, responsiveness, long-term reliability. It supports capacitive touch to enable motion controls, so you can kind of touch the sticks if you want to. You got the 2 trackpads. You've got the 4 buttons on the back that are fully customizable. Pretty much, it's the layout of the controller from a Steam Deck with the screen cut out. It's pretty much what they did and just brought it together. Yep. Yeah. Which is not bad. And I'm going to get one. I decided to do that. I may not be able to get one from the first run, but it's going to become my dedicated PC controller that I'm just going to leave in here. And we'll see how that goes. I like using my Xbox, my Series X controller that I keep one in here to use.
I'm gonna put if I can get one, I'm gonna put it against the King, the Stadia controller.
I've been using one of those in here too, so I wanted to try it out.
Those things are fantastic.
That might become the one I use with my Steam Deck or my Legion Go when it's docked. And then the Steam controller will stay on this computer in here where I do some of the gaming and stuff. We're going to get 4x haptic motors for high definition rumble. Grip enabled gyro. So you can call it Grip Sense with the new input for the Steam controller, where you basically can grip it with the capacitive touch, hold and release to enable and disable, which I did the same thing with the Steam Deck itself. where I would just hit one of the back buttons to be able to turn it on and off, which now I play Power Wash Simulator. So that'll be my biggest test. Can I get that running on my computer like I do on my Steam Deck and play some more Power Wash Simulator correctly?
Then the really good news.
Yeah, battery life is great with this thing for 35 plus hours. And everywhere I've seen that's done testing pretty much plays this out. That's what
they always said it's going to be less if you use it with VR, which we also cover.
Yeah. The Steam controller puck, which is USB cable included, enables low latency wireless connection. Also supports Bluetooth. So basically that's like your wireless adapter you can leave plugged into your computer. It just magnetically sticks to the back to charge it and gives you that 2.4 gigahertz unique connection, which is the lowest latency and works really well. You can use standard Bluetooth. So if you just want to hook this to a laptop or some other device, you can. A little bit more latency, probably a negligible amount for that. There's infrared LEDs inside of it that makes it trackable by Steam's frame cameras. They're perfect for playing all of your non-VR games on a giant virtual screen as well, because it kind of tells where the controller's at while you're doing stuff. So that's kind of an interesting one. But what do you guys think? I know we said we're going to be getting it, but what do you feel about the $99 price being confirmed? Steven, start with you.
Same price.
It's not $99, is it?
Resident Evil controller, yes, it is.
Yeah, I did not like that Resident Evil design. Which that's
pro controllers are pretty much the same price now. So
that just reminded me. I completely forgot. This week my Nintendo package came in, so somewhere in this house is my Diana amiibo and another Metroid keychain and an ice tray. So. Just thought of that. Sorry. Chase, what about you? Because it's going to be more than $99 for you, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it'll probably be like $150-ish, somewhere in there.
So I guess you still feel it would be worth it?
Yeah, no, I kind of have been, same as you. I kind of want a controller that's going to be more dedicated for the PC side of it, because I just use my Series X controller right now.
Which I like. I mean,
yeah, it works
beautifully, and I
love the fact that you can Bluetooth it, so that way you don't have to have it plugged in wired.
With my choices now, they used to be some Switch controllers or Wii U controllers, but now it's specifically the Hori wired one, because I like Hori. D-pads are great on those, and then the Stadia controller. So I want to see if this is going to be a worthy replacement for either of those. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, that Stadia controller, shockingly good. Like, that's the one good thing that came out of Stadia is that damn controller. Yeah, it's going to be kind of steep, but it feels like it's well made, and this is one of those controllers that if you put the money into
same price as GTA 6. Yeah.
I don't know. I want to see how it works for other stuff too.
What do you think of the magnetic thumbsticks?
The TMR?
Yeah.
I like those. I've been using like Hall Effect for a lot of stuff that I work on. TMR is a little bit different for how it handles it, but I've heard really good things with them, and they've become pretty precise for their movement.
I like that word.
Usement. Yeah, I'm just making up words today. My throat's dry. I need to go get a drink. Yeah, mine's in the other room. Rub it in, Steven.
Minimalist. Okay.
Yeah, Call of Duty, man. I like the magnetic field for those. I want to see how these handle, but I've heard good things with TMR. It's kind of become a newer tech, which can be kind of swappable. You're going to get very similar output, I think, between the Hall Effect and the TMR. It's just a little bit different, but less wear and tear, which is good. So I want to see how the touchpads work, because they don't have a mechanical pressing and it's using haptic feedback. And I kind of want to feel that and see how it works,
Okay.
But I'm not upset that it doesn't have the triggers. Like, people were wondering if it would have the reactive triggers like the PS5, and it doesn't. And I'm fine with that. It doesn't bother me one way or the other, because not that many games other than PS5 specific ones even use it, really. So you're not missing much. And if I'm already playing on an Xbox and it's just the standard, like, it'll tell the difference, as you go down, but I don't really need it to have much rumble, because even these have a form of force feedback on the thumbsticks on Xbox games when they use it, where it can kick back. It's just not as detailed as on a PS5. because they have the whole separate motor thing, which I wonder if that will be also for durability and long-term use. So I don't know. We'll see. Sounds like we're all three of us are going to put it through its paces if we can get a hold of them.
So. On the next very special podcast, we all try the Steam controller.
If we can get them in, we'll get ours in, and then like a year or two
later,
he'll
get his like
to
October of
New Zealand. It'll arrive with his Steam Deck 2.
Yeah.
Which they are making, but they're just like, we don't have anything to report.
Yeah, because the VR headset and the Steam Machine have both been delayed like indefinitely. We don't know when they're coming out because of the whole RAM shortage. Would love that bubble to pop, just saying.
Hurry up.
Come on. All right, let's move on to our next bit of hardware that Steven's excited to talk about. Take it away, Steven.
So fortunately or unfortunately, depending on where you're coming from, Evercade has announced the Commodore 64 and ZX Spectrum handhelds that look like beefy 3DS or DSs. They come with 25 built-in games, which I'll cover in speed format. The classic design reimagined in clamshell form. Micro SD slot for endless gaming. Put your own games in there. Own games. Mm-hmm. 800 by 480 IPS high resolution screen. So that just means it looks nice. Themed rubber key function buttons and stereo speakers and a headphone jack. So the basic stuff you get for most of your handhelds. It's weird because these are both systems that came with a keyboard, and a lot of people are used to pressing keys on a keyboard. So other than mapping the controls, can we still connect the keyboard somehow? Bluetooth maybe? Because I don't know.
Does it not have any kind of USB connection or anything on there?
I'm wondering the type of option. So I'm going to be tentative and still wait for somebody to like really break down and review this thing and go through all its functionality, because I love my Commodore 64 Mini, larger Mini, because it's got a functional keyboard, and nobody's trying to like stop you from putting your own games on it. Like this one's not trying to stop you either. They don't care. It's Evercade. But for Commodore 64 games, we have, and I'm only going to say a little bit more about the ones I know. The other ones, I'm just gonna ramble them off. We have Big Quest, we have Sam's Journey, we have Nebulous, we have Boulder Dash, which I do remember, awesome game. I even have
one of the few I actually heard of.
Speedball 2 Brutal Deluxe, Paradroid, Hunter's Moon Remastered on a Commodore 64, Night and Grail, Aztec Challenge, Crackout, Druid, Encounter, Galencia, Ice Guys, It's Magic 2, I don't know where the first one is, Lee, which is actually Bruce Lee. They just took away his first name so you don't, and his picture from the title screen so you don't wonder where he went. But that is also a really good game, which I think loses all of its charm on the handheld, because on the original Commodore 64, you would plug in a second controller to play the enemies in the game. So the enemy, you could walk around as this big green enemy and help Bruce Lee out. None of the game makes any sense with Bruce Lee, by the way. Metal Warrior Ultra, Million Molly, Planet Golf, Shadow Switcher, Spherical, Squish'em, Steel Ranger, X Out, and Yeti Mountain. I'm going to preface that the next list by saying, anybody in our Discord, if you know of any of these games and you can tell us whether they're good or you have any memories of them, please let us know, because I owned a Commodore 64, got it from my brother, and I've never heard of all but 2 of these games. Licenses, people. ZX Spectrum games for people who really like ZX Spectrum. I am not one. Head Over Heels, Manic Miner, School Days, Tiny Dungeons, Archon, which is an amazing chess-based battle arena game. Really good.
I played on NES.
Which there's actually, I think, 3 now of. And I have the first and second one on Commodore 64. But The Great Escape, Bounder, Switchblade, Nightmare Rally, MOVIE, spells movie, Avenger, The Way of the Tiger 2, I don't know where the first one is, Bugaboo the Flea, DevWill 2 ZX, Hammer Fist, Hammer Knight, Penguin Attack, Sinclair City, written in like alphanumeric crap, Shovel Adventure, not Shovel Knight, Snake Escape, not Metal Gear Solid, Sorcerer Kid Adventure, Splat, Tourmaline, which sounds like a drug, Where Time Stood Still, Synapse, and Starquake. So sound off in the Discord. The 5 people who maybe own a ZX Spectrum, maybe, and tell us if you know any of those games either.
So I'm looking at some of the video, watching it at a quarter speed while you were talking through the list, and they're not showing much of the back, but they do a quick turnaround. It looks like there might be some ports on the back they might be able to connect something to, but yeah, it's going to be. I'm wondering if they can't do the keyboard and they're very limited on what buttons they've included, because they included a couple of the F keys on the Commodore 64 edition and some of the function keys on
and I want to know how
ZX
comfy
Spectrum.
that feels, because it's basically just 2 buttons, or it's like a button or 2 and the D-pad, and I'm like, I need to.
Yeah, I'm wondering if these games are chosen because they might work with that setup, but the other ones might not as well.
But since since we can put our games on it, like I could finally play, I think, the best version of Maniac Mansion and the best version of Zach McCracken. So some of my Lucasfilm games would get some action. So
the screen does look good, but once again, it's a preview, so we have no idea what it's actually.
I have faith in Evercade,
like.
But I need to know what options this thing has.
Yeah, and they're very limited on it. They don't show anything. Like, we're not getting full 360 views of it that I could tell. So, I don't know. Chase, is this one you're even remotely interested in? No. I didn't think so.
Nah. It's good for people that enjoy that stuff.
Yeah. I don't think I'm too interested in it, because for the ZX Spectrum stuff, I've already got some of the things on my Analog Pocket. I can play them through that. I can hook up a keyboard and I can do all that stuff with it. For the Commodore 64, I think I can play it on there as well, but I still have that Commodore Mini that I was meaning to hook up, which I can plug in a keyboard and all that with. And we were supposed to stream it at some point for you to kind of guide me through my first time messing with Commodore.
I have the original hardware, which the monitors are the most expensive part, because those are hard to get and very specific to the Commodore 64. Mm-hmm. I also have the Mini, and then I have all of my favorites that are not included in this collection on my Steam Deck, because I went through everything I wanted to put on there, and I remembered. And yes, a lot of it is kind of licensed, so I get it, or it's made by EA, and EA doesn't want to whore out their library and make some money. But what are you gonna do?
Who knows? But yeah, that's we're getting kind of weird mini systems that are coming in kind of recently, and it's been hit or miss, I guess the best way to put it. So I'm curious how this is going to end up turning out. I think it all does depend on, are there expansion ports to be able to hook up a proper keyboard to play these games? If we don't have that, I think it's very limited, and you might be better off just sticking to some of the emulator systems that are out there. Because you can still load your games, you can still hook up stuff.
Because they make a point of showing that blue screen, the famous blue screen, and I'm like, well, is that just going to be part of the UI in the Mini? Because you obviously need a keyboard to do the load, 8,1 to load the game. And I'm like, well, is that just going to have a proprietary or an emulator we already know of just slapped on there? That's why I need somebody to really break it down.
Agreed. I'm also curious to your thought of it, but I know you want to wait for someone else to spend that money first.
Yeah, it's not bad. 130 is really not bad. That's like the price of, like, you'd buy like the price you used to pay for 3DS DS.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we can move on to the speed run from this point. Kind of go from there. All right. So a couple little things for the speed run this week. Very weird news. GameStop wants to buy eBay, as the CEO, Ryan Cohen, is looking to clinch a huge payday for himself. For comparison, GameStop MV is $11 billion
market value,
and eBay's market value is $45 billion. So it's kind of interesting, if they try and buy eBay, or eBay tries to trade themselves in, they'll get about $5. So that's
because right now the CEO is as many people call him, a meme lord. So he's just trying to like catch a wave really quick and then be like, okay, like he doesn't actually want to do anything with eBay. He just wants a payday.
Oh, it's such a weird choice.
So it's the dumbest thing to read from the Wall Street Journal, which I would have put more, but I'm not going to pay the Wall Street Journal to read the article.
There's probably not much more to put into it. It's just a weird idea.
Yeah, it just says like the guy's a dweeb. The end.
Yeah, Chase, how do you feel if GameStop purchased eBay? I can only imagine how that shit would go.
Imagine you're trying to get something on eBay and they're like, "Would you like this?" With the new eBay Plus, you could get it for free, 10% off, and you get a copy of eBay magazine.
Yeah, I was about to say you start getting. They'll send you copies of Game Informer magazine if you buy on eBay,
and then
you
like,
get an eBay membership.
Or for Chase, will be like, that game you bid on, it went out the back door. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a 2 bid, or was it buy 2 bids get 1 free day? Oh man, I still
haven't opened up our Australia shipping yet, motherfuckers. I'm still waiting on that.
All we've done is upset Chase. Next up, this is the other bit of weird news. Your PS5 can now transform into a Linux PC. Developers released a method to get PC games running on a PS5 console with Linux, with details shared from The Verge. So if you want to look into this and upgrade at your own risk, because I'm pretty sure this is unofficial.
Oh, yeah.
Sony's not supporting this in any way. You have to pretty much crack your system. No idea how long this will last, because Sony's been trying to push more of their DRM stuff onto the games as well. And that's the other thing we were going to talk about a little bit, but the whole DRM situation with Sony ended up becoming an actual thing with weird caveats to it.
Yeah, they had to make an announcement. So they made a statement saying, no, that's not true.
Yeah, they waited 4 days to say anything.
Yeah, because they were getting free press. So
not great press, which I guess it wasn't really great press in the end anyways.
When have they gotten good press in the last few weeks?
Good point. Yeah. But pretty much the gist of it is if you buy a digital title on PS4 or PS5 now, it has to check in again after up to 30 days later to verify that you actually own it. And then it supposedly doesn't check in anymore and you're good. How that's going to work for people, we don't know. I know people are snarky about it and like, oh, well, if you've bought a digital game, who doesn't have internet? And it's like, well, if someone's being shipped out and they say they're taking their PS5 with them, which sometimes they can, they might buy a digital title that just came out. Then they're out in the middle of nowhere without any internet connection. That 30 days runs out and they can no longer boot up their game. Who do you blame then?
Or the biggest DRM. What did they call it? The CMOS battery, if that dies?
Mm-hmm. If the CMOS battery goes out, it just completely stops. And this is that point of view I like to reference again for people. Just because it doesn't affect you does not mean it's not a problem for somebody. And if it's somebody's problem, it should be all of ours problem to deal with.
It's going to be somebody's problem.
Right. And I think that's been the issue for a lot of stuff going on recently where it's like, well, if it doesn't affect you, why should we care? And it's like the minute something does affect you, you will be grateful that other people give a shit. Because the moment you're stuck in that problem, and they're like, well, it's not us, so who cares? Karma's a bitch. Like,
yeah, Chase, I don't care that you can't get a disk drive for a PS5 Pro, because I can get them everywhere. Doesn't affect me.
We can get them now, too.
Oh, doesn't
you just can't afford them.
Yeah.
There's a big difference there. Oh, man. All right, so let's go over to the big question.
Brought to you by Chase, not the bank.
Yes. Chase has actually done the big question this week. So, Chase, I'm going to let you ask it.
So, what is a game that you enjoy that is inside or part of a genre that you wouldn't normally play or don't enjoy as much?
Okay. Why don't you go and start us off?
So, for me, the game that I chose was Wolong Fallen Dynasty because it definitely falls into the Soulsborne category. Mm-hmm. It's all about your dodging, parrying, like really specific timing. If you die and you go back to your checkpoint, you gotta, like, all those enemies are back there again. You gotta restart all that progress again. It's right out of the Soulsborne playbook to a T. But for me, the reason why I played it and the reason why I wanted to give it a chance is because a lot of people said that, hey, actually, this game is really good. The setting is awesome because takes its setting from that kind of where the same setting as like Dynasty Warriors, that Romance of the Three Kingdoms era, and it is actually quite interesting to see like their take on it, because obviously like a lot of these Soulsborne type games, they have like kind of this dark kind of dark mythological fantasy twist on it, and it was quite interesting to see that in their viewpoint in this game. So and it was a game I actually thoroughly enjoyed, and I think the only reason why I gave it a chance, to be fair, is because it was on Xbox Game Pass. So I was able to actually test it before I even wanted to buy it. So
which is a legit
helped
use of
as
that.
well. Yeah. So that definitely didn't hurt either in getting me to try it, and then I actually did really enjoy it, and I was like, oh, this is a game that I'm happy to get and keep.
Okay. Nice. Steven, what about you?
So mine are going to have a common string, and that's going to be story. The first one, piggybacking off of his Soulsborne type games, there's a game called Lies of P that was actually so difficult for me to try to play. As much as I own it, tried to play it, I had to just watch somebody else do a playthrough, somebody who was fully versed in it, but I didn't want to miss a minute of it. Like, I was engrossed to the screen.
Right.
It's just taking a what if Grimm Fairy Tales did a story with like other popular old school folk tales like Pinocchio and such, and you get to see so much like a retelling of it in a different type of span, and there's little nuances I don't want to ever, unless people want to talk about it, that I don't ever want to spoil, because they're so cool the first time you get to see them firsthand happen, that you're just like, I had no idea that this is like a small little thing that they would do to really immerse you in the story, kind of like how Resident Evil 9 does all their like different reload animations and stuff like that. Like, they pay so much attention to detail that you can be like, I think I know who this character is supposed to be when you fight them. And there's a lot of side stories and stuff. The other one's going to be a shocker to some people, but not a shocker at the same time, and that's Snatcher, because except for like 2 or 3 gun sequences, the game is primarily a visual novel, and I'm not really into visual novels, so to speak, because it's just like a different version for me of a choose your own adventure, where it's just like, what are you going to say? What are you going to say? There's a lot of text to go through, and for a lot of them that are out there, sometimes they're just a lot of relationship based, school based, and then for like the extreme part of it, there's the Phoenix Wright games like that. I call them visual novels because, you know, you can change whether you lose or die, win or lose, court case and stuff like that. But Snatcher, the story just grabbed me. So even though in order to have stuff happen in that game, you have to look at things in a specific order, and you wouldn't know that offhand unless you just kept retrying options, which is something that in visual novels is very dull to do. Is just like, I need to look at this 3 times. I need to examine this 3 times to get different examinations. You wouldn't know that. It doesn't hold your hand. But because of like all the stuff they put in that game, the story just grabbed me, and I was just like, huh, I'm playing a visual novel and I'm enjoying myself. And it's my favorite game of all time. Go figure.
Nice. Yeah, I think another good example for those have been like Hotel Dusk on the DS was a really good adventure game that I think kind of bucked a lot of the trends for that style in a fun way. For me, game titles, some of the ones I thought about, I'm not a big RPG guy. I think we've talked about this before. I struggle with those sometimes, and I'll try them out with different ones. But one that's caught my attention recently that I've been playing through and enjoying has been Fantasian Neo Dimension, which it was actually the art style choices they made that got me interested in it, because all the backgrounds are miniatures of actual models that they took photos of. And it makes such a unique visual style as you're exploring the world and going through everything, that I wanted to see that. So I picked up the game, started playing it, and found myself really kind of connecting with the story. And it's more, it's linear in how it plays, but it's kind of quick with the different beats. It doesn't like sit there and lament a long time in the same thing, which is where a lot of RPGs lose me. You know, they'll sit there and take forever to do some little piece or make you drag on and not change things up. And I lose attention with it. With this one, they're changing up scenarios as they go along, and then they'll change up what groups you're playing as. So it's always mixing things together, which is a lot more fun for me to kind of explore and see. Stuff like this happens a lot with other RPGs that I do enjoy, like the Mario RPG titles or Paper Mario ones, because they're a little more action involved and, you know, strategic for how they play. And that's one thing Neo Dimension does, where you can, you know, you can get the random fights, but then you can kind of just store them away and deal with them as one big group whenever you want, which I love, because that's a whole other strategy, because you can have different moves that you can actually aim and curve the shots and take out different groups. So it's making you think more actively instead of just sitting there going, all right, menu, okay, do this. All right, I'm going to wait through this cutscene for 5 minutes. Okay, that cutscene's over. All right, menu, do it again. You know, it's just that bores the shit out of me. I can't stand it. I like having some kind of interactive with the battle, which has made this, you know, those titles a lot better. Another one I thought about while we were sitting here doing this was NFL 2K back on the Dreamcast. I don't like sports games. I like some of the side ones, NFL Blitz, NBA Jam, you know, NBA Street, things like that. Those are fun, but they're not normal sports titles. You sit me down with just a normal one, and I get the intrigue for some people, but I'm not entertained. NFL 2K and that series was the first and only time I ever was like, oh shit, I like this game. I'm playing football.
To be fair,
and
nobody has ever done a better running game than NFL 2K.
Yeah, it was what 2K5 was the one that finally scared EA into buying up the license. Like, it was so good. And it worked well. Like, it handled well. It looked great, sounded great. It was intuitive for how it played. It was fun to play with other people. You know, 2K, we would get together with a friend of mine and we would play it. 2K1 was the first one I would take online and play. And it just kind of went from there. And it's been the outlier for me for sports titles, which kind of makes me look at different ones and go, okay, maybe I should at least give it a try, because that one surprised me and these might actually turn out nicely. It's like, I just picked up a basketball game for N64 that I'd heard some things about because it's kind of NBA Jam style for how it plays. So, you know, even to this day, it's got me trying other sports games, even if I don't normally like them. So that's something. All right. Well, I think that about wraps up tonight. So let me close this out for that. And so, but yeah, not too long of an episode tonight, but since we've been traveling so much, I wasn't going to go too long. But if you're watching the show and you're enjoying what you're seeing, feel free to leave us a like, leave us a comment, let us know what your answer to the big question. We'd love to hear what is a game in a genre that you don't normally enjoy that you liked. If you're watching this and you want to hear the audio version of it, you can find that wherever you listen to your podcast just by looking for the Zenspath Entertainment Network Podcast. Find us there. Leave us a review. That helps us out a lot for people. You know, if you like the show, if you don't like the show, just let us know. You can find us directly over at our Discord as well to talk to us. Easiest place to find all the connections for that is over at zenspath.com. That's got links to everything for both the audio version, the video version, which is over at youtube.com/zenspathcom for our YouTube channel. That also has articles that we're working on, or other little things that we have added to it. And we can go from there. All right. This has been episode 218 of the Zenspath Entertainment Network Podcast. I've been your host, Jeremy Powers, joined once again by Stephen and Chase. And we're out. Peace.
May the 4th be with you.
You were so wrong for that.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I just want to do this one more time. Go to warp. That's the photon. Shit. This has been a production of the Zenspath Entertainment Network Podcast by the staff at zenspath.com. The show is created and edited by Jeremy Powers. You can find the video edition of the show on our YouTube channel at ZenspathCom. The audio edition is located wherever you find your podcasts. Links to all versions of the show, as well as to our Discord where you can talk with us directly, is located at www.zenspath.com. Please leave us a like, thumbs up, comment, and review where you can to help us grow.